Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Pose Season 1, Episode 5, and the name of this episode is Mother's Day. I'm sorry that this review was late, y'all. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I was so dead tired after coming home from the gym. I just didn't have the energy, but trust me, I did not forget, and let me by first say that this was a damn good episode. This episode really tugged at the heartstrings, and I'm gonna let y'all know right now, if y'all cancel this damn show, I will be highly pissed off, because this is a show that is needed. It is needed not only for, our culture, but it's also needed for future generations, and it's needed for the mainstream so they can really truly understand the LGBTQ community, that we are human beings, and on top of it, that there is a history to who we are, and to how we have and also a history to how we have come to today, where there was a fight, like going all the way back to Stonewall, that there was an actual fight within the LGBT to actually showcase who we truly are as a people, and how we were marginalized, how we were discriminated against. This is really showing you what it really is. The actual struggle that that gays, lesbians, the trans community. These are the actual real struggles that we deal with, and they all start at home, and we definitely got that a lot in this episode. So the episode opens up. It goes back to 1982, because the show is set in 1987. So this is about 5 years prior, and Blanca is walking in her first in her first category, and it's Virgin Runway Pretty Girl. So it's the new upcoming girls, but they have to be fishy, the prettiest of them all. Now, Miss Blanca, she was there with her little short wig and this really big, like somewhat like a prom dress, and them shoes was not hitting at all, But this is her first time, and when she walked in that category, they read her for filth. The guy who was the MC, this is before Pretel took over that spot, he was like, darling, whose house do you belong to? And she's like, well, I don't belong to a house, and I don't have a mother. But we also seen in this scene that while she's walking, she looks up and she sees Elektra for the first time. Her and Elektra lock eyes. So they establish a connection. But Blanca, he asked her like what house was she from and who was her mother. She said, I don't have a house or mother. And she's like, it's obvious, walking up in this category with that, shake and go wig. I mean, they really read Blanca for filth, but Blanca is very tough, and we see from this episode how she became as tough as she is, why she has such a strong heart. Because even though they were clowning her, and even though the girls were shading her, she still, walked the category. She still held her head up. She still held her head up high and asked for her scores. Her scores were low, but she took it in stride. Then after the show, the girls that she was walking in the category with were talking buku shit about her, saying like, oh my god, I felt the stubble on her face when she came to kiss me and all of that. And Blanca approached them, and they started reading her for filth and was talking about like, and she was saying that, and like Blanca's like, it's really messed up that I thought that we were supposed to be a sisterhood, but yet you're up here trying to clip my wings. And she's like, well, darling, you actually have to be a sister to be a sister. Pretty much clocking her, saying that, she looks manly. While they're doing all of this, Blanca's coming back at them too. But that damn Electra, when Electra came in, she shaded the hell out of those damn girls. She pretty much told her, like, boo boo, your look is late. You need to go some damn where. And she says, oh honey, what are you wearing? Is that your favorite lip gloss? Sperm. I was like, let her have it. She said, you two whores take your ass back to the pier and work the circle like you know, like the only thing you know how to do. Like, bitches, y'all ain't shit. Y'all walking up here trying to attack her, and all y'all bitches are busted. So Electra came up in there, broke that shit up, and we see that, yeah, Electra is, you know, the girl, you know, she's still like the belle of the ball. She got the big ass trophy, and her and Blanca instantly, you know, had a connection, and she thanked Electra for stepping up for her or whatever, and she pretty much says that, well, I'm trying to hear what you're saying, but I can't even hear you because the growling of your stomach is completely overcrowding everything. So she takes her out to eat. Her and Blanca, you know, have a conversation. And she talks about how she wants to be pretty and how she wants to belong, and you know, she says, I want to be pretty like you. And Electra, and back in the day, Electra was actually nice. Like, you really see that she really did have the heart of a good mother. But along the line, she became this, you know, this vicious spotlight hogging bitch, and she just became very mean and treacherous towards her children. But we see in this back in '82, Electra was actually really good. And you know, she tells Blanca the truth, like, honey, you know, it doesn't I don't become, you know, beautiful overnight. She says it takes work, it takes drive, and it takes sacrifice. You know, and you know, Blanca's like, I want to be seen as a woman. I want to be respected as a woman. And if anything, the main thing that Electra called out was that she has a lot of heart. And we definitely know that about Blanca, which is why we love her, because she has a heart of gold. And she says that, you know, you have a good heart, and that will lead you to everything. And pretty much, you know, in that conversation, she was like, well, she says that, well, the thing is, you know, in order to need this, you need a mother to help guide you. And then, you know, Blanca's like, you really want to be my mother? She's like, no, honey, I don't want to be your mother. I am your mother. That just tugged at my heartstrings right there. I was like, wow. And it's funny because, you know, she was such a good person back then, and just over the years she just turned it to something else, because we've seen how Electra runs a house of abundance. She be treating them girls like shit. And it's good to know that starting off she wasn't always like that, you know. But then the next scene, it goes back to '87. Blanca is cleaning the house. She's getting the children to help her to do spring cleaning, you know. And she goes into Angel's room and sees that Angel's ass is back, which she's surprised, because she's like, you know, what about that nice ass apartment that your upscale boyfriend bought for you? Like, why the hell you back here? And she says, do you clean the room? And she was like, yeah, it's clean. Her ass opened the closet, and all of Angel's shit just fell right out. She's like, if you don't get in there and clean this damn closet, the hell is wrong with you? And she says, and why the hell you back anyway? She says that, well, you know, he won't leave his wife, so, and I'm not gonna be a side chick. Angel, you delusional bitch. You are so fucking delusional. Boo boo, you up here trying to compete with the wife. You have something that the wife doesn't have, and because you don't want to, you know, see your strength, you're trying to be something that you're not. You want to be that wife, but not understanding what being the wife comes with, you know. And she's saying that, look, if I can't get him full time, then I'm not with this. I moved out of that damn apartment, you know. And she was like, you know, And like Blanca's kind of like even saying like, you literally left that life of luxury to come back here to this hellhole. She was like, yeah, you know, and if he really want me, he'll beg me to come back. I'm like, see, Angel, you playing these damn games, bitch. Because at the end of the damn day, you already knew this man had a wife, and yet you pursued him, and now you want him to give up the wife for you? He never had any intentions of leaving the wife, and you knew that going in. So why are you playing these games? But she gonna get what she asked for, though, so trust me, bear with me, it gets good. So afterwards, Blanca gets a phone call, and then all of a sudden we hear her scream, and everybody rushes to her, and she gets a call from a friend of hers that she grew up with, who let her know that her mother died. And we see that she's very distraught, and we see that Damon goes to hug his mother. That damn near moved me to tears, because we really see that she's developed like a real mother-son relationship with Damon, and it's beautiful. Then we actually see that Blanca goes back to see her family. She goes to see her sister Carmen. When she knocks on the door, a girl opens it. A young girl opens the door, which is actually her niece, and she asks for Carmen. Carmen opens the door, and her husband's like, "Who is that?" She's like, "It's just my brother." And then we see that the damn sister is on some bullshit. You know, she's very, very homophobic, standoffish. She's still calling him Mateo when obviously he's now Blanca. And she's saying that, well, how would I actually know how to talk about you to my children? How I'm going to tell my niece that my brother is now a woman? She said, tell her the truth. So they going back and forth and everything, and she was saying that, yeah, and also, how am I going to actually talk to you about the other family when everybody in the family thinks you're dead? And she's like, you told the family I was dead? She's like, no, mommy did. If anything, I wouldn't even know how to deal with you because I don't even know who you are. It's just being real mean-spirited, and it's just crazy. And it got to the point where, Blanca was like, you know what, screw this. I want to pay respects to my mother, and that's what it's going to be. And, she just kind of left, and, her and the sister are at odds. So then afterwards, she goes to see Pretel, and, she talks about, that one of the memories that she had with her mother was kitchen time, because she grew up with two older siblings, and later on we do meet her brother, Maddie. So Maddie and Carmen were the eldest, and Blanca was the youngest. And she said that the main thing that her and her mother connected on was kitchen time. They loved to cook with each other. And she talks about the memories, but then Pretel says some very, very important things that parents have no clue to what they're doing. So it's like your parents can only do the best that they can because there's no manual or no actual rule book of how to be a parent. It's really touch and go, and you do the best you can. And yeah, certain decisions may have a positive or negative impact on your child, but at the end of the day, did you instill more positive than you did negative? And he was like, look, parents make mistakes. And he was also talking about, look, you need to pay homage to your mother because it's the right thing to do. And then he talks about, I wish I would have did the same to my father. Maybe I would have moved forward a lot better than I did. Because he talks about that his father, rejected him and was abusive and all of that. And for years he went on his whole life hating his father. But he says when his father died, it's tugged away at him even still. So even though they're rejected by their parents, they still love their parent. They still got a place in their heart for the person that brought them into this world. So I thought that was very moving. And he said that, look, you need to make peace with this, and you need to pay respects to your mother. and know that we are your family and we'll be there right beside you. You will not be alone. So we definitely saw that go on. Then we get a scene with Matt and Stan. Stan just got a promotion. Matt is late as all hell, and we just see that Matt has just gotten comfortable with his shit. Matt is a cokehead, and he's arrogant as shit. He's late as fuck, and he gets mad that Stan got a promotion. And Stan is not doing anything but being a great person, and now the higher ups are noticing him, and he's mad. He's like, oh, so you got a promotion and you're taking money delivery out of my pocket, you're betraying me. And Stan lets him know, I have nothing but the utmost respect for you, Matt. You brought me in and you trained me and you taught me all I know. I will never go out of my way to sabotage you at all. I have nothing but utmost respect for you. And we just see that Matt is nothing but a shady son of a bitch. He is self-centered and he's messy as hell. Because then he lets him know, so you being promoted, took money out of my pocket. You show me who you are. Now I'm going to show you who I am. Tell me why in the fuck did that stinking son of a bitch goes back to Patty trying to woo her again. Gives her information about the place where, the apartment that Stan got for Angel. And also gave her his number and was like, if you want to get a drink or something, let me know. And she says that, yeah, I remember like on Christmas Day you came in here and you told me about it. And then you kissed me. So if anything, that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. She says that it's not that I don't believe you. I don't trust you. And another thing, even if I wasn't with Stan, I wouldn't have nothing to do with your ass. You are not my type. And quite frankly, you got me fucked up. You think that I'm like this little suburban Jersey housewife? Oh no. I know what I'm doing. I intentionally put myself here. I know where I am and I know what I want. So Matt kind of flips it and was like, okay, so once you figure everything out about Stan and what's really going on, I'm always looking for fresh new talent. And since you're a go-getter, I might be able to use you. So this motherfucker done offered her ass a job, dividing and conquering the family. And I'm like, Matt, you deserve a special place in hell for that shit. Because you doing this shit all because he got promoted. But he didn't get promoted by putting you down. He got promoted by doing his fucking job, while all you doing is playing with pussy and snorting coke. Trifling bastard. But I'm saying, it's like that in the business world. And the thing is, Trump was there himself in that meeting, and by the time he got there, Trump was already gone. So he done met with Trump and everything, and he felt some kind of way. But if you was on top of your shit, you would have been there. And why would you want him to stay down? Why would you not want him to elevate himself? But it just goes to show you, man, some people are just weak as hell, and Matt is a weak motherfucker, and he's treacherous. And we're seeing how treacherous he is, because now he done given Patty the address to the apartment that Stan had got for Angel. And let's just say the road leads to 4 Mercury. Shout out to my family, Lynette and Stanley. They say that a lot on their reviews, like all roads lead to 4 Mercury. So yeah, she's gonna follow the trail, and we're gonna see where it's gonna take her ass. So then we get another scene in the ball. The category is perfect 10. Complete fish. Hair, nails, body, everything. And we see that Elektra is just got finished having her surgery. And that damn Pretel was funny. He was like, if you are not Diana motherfucking Ross and you are not serving fucking mahogany, you better not step a damn foot on this floor, bitches. I want full woman. Full everything. And we see that the damn girls came out and they were showing out and they were not playing. So we definitely see that's what's going on at the ball, and that scene was everything. Yeah, and I'm definitely going to get back to that. But as what I was saying about Patty, Patty decides to follow the trail. She goes to the actual apartment. She sees that Angel's name is on the buzzer. She buzzes it and see that Angel's not there. The guy who's the tenant there, well, he works the front desk. He lets her know, oh, she moved out a few days ago, but the rent was paid up to 3 months, so that's the reason why I haven't removed her name off of the buzzer. So she asks, can I get a copy of the lease? I want to know if my husband signed off on this apartment. Now, you know damn well his ass is not supposed to be giving out that fucking information, but lo and behold, he took her ass in the back, and we see that Stan Bowles has signed off on that fucking lease. So now she knows that, yeah, her husband's cheating on her, and yeah. So now, so then she asks, did Angel leave a forwarding address? So I'm like, she gonna continue to follow the trail, and I'm definitely gonna come back to Patty. But meantime, at the ball, as I was saying before, the category is full woman, and we actually see that the House of Abundance, which right now is Lulu and Candy, they are like, we gonna run this bitch while Elektra's gone, so we gonna challenge this shit. So they challenge the House of Muglan. I think it's Muglan. And this house they are very fishy. Like the house mother, she was fucking done from head to toe, and they accept the damn challenge. And then all of a sudden, that damn pre-tell is being shady. It's like, so we actually have the House of Muglan going against the children of the House of Abundance. Candy was like, look, pre-tell, stop being so fucking disrespectful. You know what the fuck our names. You know the fuck of our names are. Use our names. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Miss Candy. And I had to say, Miss Candy was looking good this episode, because they walk in the category and they really neck and neck, because there's a lot of fishy queens in the house of the House of Muglan, and they were just going back. But then that damn Lulu shut it down. She had this, dress in this hat. She walked and everything, and they needed something to take them over the top. That bitch takes off her hat and shakes her hair. Real motherfucking hair, bitch. So, boom, 10s across the board, and House of Abundance actually wins in that category. And we actually see that, and then like that damn pre-tell kind of threw us through the shade, like, yes, the House of Abundance has taken the competition, and Elektra, I don't know, but you better get the fuck out of the hospital bed before these children take your spot. So I'm like, and that's the real in the world of the ball, that yeah, bitches can get replaced, and houses can be taken over. So that was crazy to see that that Candy and Lulu are still slaying it, even though Elektra's not there. And Elektra does have her surgery, and we actually see that after she has her surgery, we see that she's in her room. Nobody came to visit her ass, and hindsight's because she's a bitch. When you're a bitch to people, don't nobody want to be around you. So here it is, Blanca comes to visit her, and and immediately that damn Elektra was shitty, like, what the fuck do you want? I'm like, bitch, that's the only fucking person that came to see your ass, and that's how you gonna come off? And she's like, she was like, well, I was figuring you were probably, well, if anything, I would figure that you would probably be down at Payless trying to find your next sale. I'm like, she's just so damn mean. And And if anything, you know, Blanca clocks her ass. She was like, you know what? I think this whole situation is payback because you just had one of the best transitions of your life, becoming a full-fledged woman. This room should be filled with people, should be filled with flowers and balloons, and yet you by yourself, and you hardly got nobody, you know, coming to visit you. And the reason is because you're a terrible mother. You know, you were all about getting trophies and all about getting the glam, but you never actually showed kindness or care to your children. You know, and Miss Electra was like, look, I'm a survivor. I had to do what I had to do. But she says that, yeah, you had to do what you had to do, but then one thing you did not do was nurture and love your children. Instead, you used us to make yourself better. But then Blanca calls it and says that, look, I had two mothers, you and my biological mother. My biological mother died a few days ago, and you are the only mother I have left. And then we see that damn Electra completely changed, her whole demeanor changed. It was everything. And I was like, see, that mother and daughter connection is still there, and it was beautiful to see. You know, even though, but then again, you know, Blanca's now a mother herself, so it's like that mother and daughter connection is still there, and we see that they actually have a touching moment. And you know, by her telling, but then again, by Blanca telling Electra this, it actually helped Electra to self-reflect about how the way she's been treating people, and how the way she's been coming off all this time. And also as to why ain't nobody come and visit her ass but Blanca. You know, the least person she at least expected to come see her, because none of her children came to see her ass. So she's going through this whole process by herself. So then we get a scene, you know, at the funeral. We see that the whole house of Evangelista and Pretel is there with Blanca, and he's there by her side, letting her know that, look, you know, you're here to make peace with your mother. Don't worry about them. Just go there to make peace. So she goes up there. Carmen immediately starts talking her shit. You know, what are you doing here? She's like, I'm here to pay respects to my mother. You know, I ain't looking for no trouble. I just want to pay respects to my mother, and that's it. And then we see her brother Maddie comes up, and we can tell Maddie is a fucking junkie. For him to be so damn self-righteous, and him to think that he better than Blanca is way more put together than this son of a bitch. And he's just saying, you need to get out of here. You need to leave. Pretel came up there, he was like, showing kindness is not going to cost you anything. She's here to make peace with her mother. You should let her do that. And that's the end of it. And they backed off. And we see that she has this conversation in her head with her mother, and she forgives her mother for all the time they've lost, and for the fact that they never were able to mend fences. She forgives her because, and then all of a sudden, when they walking out, we see two of her aunts, and one of the aunts was just nasty as hell, like, oh, I cannot believe Mateo became a transvestite, you know, and you know, I wonder where she got that cheap wig and all of that. And again, that's why I love Pretel. Pretel got Blanca's back. He clocked the aunt and was like, honey, her wig on her head has nothing to do with her paying respect to her mother. Just like that frizzy perm has nothing to do, just the same I can say about your frizzy ass perm. I was like, I love me some Pretel. Pretel will just let them have it. But then on the way out, she runs into one of her aunts, and her aunt was actually very nice to her, you know. And at first she called her Mateo, but she's like, my name is Blanca. She's like, oh, okay, Blanca. We're actually having a repast. You're welcome to come if you want. She goes to the repast, but she goes by herself. The rest of the House of Evangelista, weren't there. She goes to the house with her family. She spends time with her aunt. Her aunt is just really sweet, and she lets her know that they talk about her mom, and she says that, yeah, you know how your mother was. She never like really showing how she really felt. She had her ways. But then they was talking about, how they used to always cook in the kitchen together and all of that, and how they've always had that connection. So, but then her aunt tells her, like, won't you go and make a plate to take home with you? So she goes in there, to make a plate, but then she sees the actual book of recipes that her and her mother used to cook out of, and it was very sentimental to her. And then all of a sudden, that damn Carmen comes in, starting like, what are you doing with that? She says, I wanted to take the book of recipes. She said, put that back. You can't take anything. And then Maddie comes in, starting his shit. Yeah, put it back. If you were a better son to mommy would have left you something. And she immediately clocks, like, mama ain't even cold in the ground yet, and you already got her jewelry wearing. You already wearing her jewelry and shit. And he's like, well, mommy wanted her to have it, and maybe you would have gotten something if you would have actually been a good son to mom. And he was like, be a good son, Mr. 3 stints in rehab. And this damn Maddie gonna grab up Blanca, throw her up against the wall, and was like, see, that's why I can't stand you fucking trannies. You damn child molesters. You faggots are always messing with children and making us good people look bad. And he's like literally jacking Blanca up. Carmen's daughter comes in and she sends her away. And that scene made me so fucking mad, because it just goes to show the ignorance of society and the ignorance of people, where they immediately start jumping to conclusions. Saying this dumb shit. Gays are the last people that will want to molest a child. If anything, gays are very great with children. It's these supposed straight people that you got issues with when it comes down to these kids. I've been in a situation where, this straight man molested, sexually assaulted my cousin. So, far as I know, there's more straight men who molest children than gay men. Gay men know what they want, and they ain't trying to fuck no babies. So, you can blow that shit out your ass, Maddie, with you dumb junkie motherfucker. Because I just hate this shit, like, where a lot of straight people come up with all of these fake ass, stereotypes and ideals about the LGBTQ, and it's gone on for far too long. It's bullshit. And on top of it, gay people have been here since the beginning of time. Get used to it. Ain't shit you can do about it. And this is an example of the problem with society. Instead of people accepting their child for who they are, they want to try to change the narrative of who their child is to fit into this fake idea of what society is and what a family is supposed to be. Families come in different shades and sizes. Families come in with families are all different. But the main thing about a family is togetherness and love. And if you ain't got that, you're not a fucking family. But yeah, when he was talking about you child molesters and y'all like to molest children, I'm like, if anything, I would think your ass would be a child molester, Maddie. Whose kid is you touched with your junky ass? Stinking motherfucker, you. Ooh. That scene just really pissed me off. So then we see that finally Electra's out the hospital. The House of Abundance, Lulu Candy and the rest of the house comes in. Electra has pulled out this big spread. So obviously that interaction with Blanca did something to her, because now she's showing kindness. She's gotten, a full spread, out for the girls. Candy's being real fucking shady, because Candy can't stand Electra's ass. But, we're seeing that a little bit. Candy's starting to get a little softened by Electra, because Electra's showing that yes, I have not been a good mother to you guys. Yes, I'm all about my prestige and I'm all about that, but I need to sometimes show sugar to my children and let and actually show kindness to my family. So therefore, what's gonna happen is this Mother's Day ball, and let's just say, Miss Electra went all out. Brought in some garments from Saks and Lord and Taylor and Neiman Marcus. They're going to be wearing the finest of the fine for this Mother's Day ball, saying that we're going to go in and we're going to shut this down. And also at the House of Evangelista, they're doing their thing. They eating sloppy joes and all of that shit. And he's like, do we always got to eat hamburger? Blanca told Damon, like, well, is it better than what you were eating at the pier? Like, bitch, like, be fucking grateful. Cut the bullshit. And she also pulls out this future dress for Angel, because her and Angel are gonna walk as mother and daughter. And she was like talking about the dress and all that shit. It was really funny. So we see that both houses are getting their families together to go and represent at the Mother's Day ball. And we also see that that next day, Blanca and Damon are cooking. I think they're trying to make pancakes or whatever. And they're pretty much making breakfast. She gets a knock at the door. It's Carmen. And this time, Carmen comes off completely differently. She brings her the book of recipes, and she says that I lied. Mama never said you were dead. Mama talked about you all the time, and she always wished that she could have made things right with you. And she says, I wonder why she never told me. She says that just wasn't her way. Mom was just never that type of person to truly express what she was feeling. But yeah, she always talked about you, even up to the moment she died. And she says that, look, I had to be the one. But she says that it's been tough because here it was, I was the one that raised you, and I never even got a thank you. Because, and she pretty much says thank you for everything. And pretty much Carmen tells Blanca that you have the best parts of her. So we see that she goes in and she looks through the books of recipes, and we get a flashback when Blanca was little Mateo in the kitchen with his mother. Now, this was a telltale sign. The mother knew that she had a gay son. And shout out to James Caldwell, because he really gave a good piece on this. And it's true. Parents know what their kid is, but society has brainwashed people to accept a certain way of living, that you have to be a certain way, which is all bullshit. And instead of you actually embracing your child, you tend to abuse or neglect, or you try to change your child to fit with the status quo, and all that does is kill the essence of who that child is. And it's funny because it also makes me think about that episode, the first season of Empire, when Cookie was in jail and she had that conversation with Jamal. She lets him know the real, that yes, society is going to be cruel, and life may be hard for you at sometimes, but know this: I love you and mommy got you. That's the type of connection mothers and fathers need to have with their gay children. Know that yes, society may reject you, but I will never reject you. I will never turn you away. Because what the fuck are you proving by getting rid of your kid just because your kid doesn't live the life you want them to live? When that's not your choice any damn way. You can set the path for your child, but you cannot make them walk it. So this was a good lesson as to what it means to be a mother, what it means to be a father, what it means to be a parent, authentically. That at the end of the day, you accept your damn child. It is not your fucking right, nor is it your responsibility to change that child into what you want them to be. That child has to be who they are, and you need to love them unconditionally, because that's where the question of unconditional love comes from. is when you can love your child despite of the differences, despite of not seeing eye to eye, despite of the fact that the child, you know, may not fit into the status quo. Now, going back to Miss Patty. Now, the day of the Mother's Day ball, Patty continues to follow her nose like Toucan Sam, and she got that forwarding address, and it led her right at Blanca's door. She pretty much knocks and opens the door. Poppy's there, and Poppy at first was like, you know, he says just like, "Are you a cop?" You know, because all I got is weed. I ain't got nothing else. And like, she's like, "Oh, no, I'm looking for Angel." She's here. She's like, "Well, how do you know Angel?" She's like, "I used to work with her." She's like, "Oh, well, you know, I'm heading to the ball. You can roll with me." She's like, "Oh, I don't." She's like, "You can walk with me if you want." He's like, "Oh, no." She's like, "Oh, no, I have a Lincoln downstairs." And he was like, "Oh, shit. I'm about to go to the ball in style." Yeah. So he rides with her, and then, you know, we see that, you know, they arrive, and he tells her, come on. She goes up in there, and man, them damn kids was getting their life off of her because Patty was done. The hair, the makeup, Patty looked gorgeous. She walked in there, they was like, "Ooh, girl, where do you get your titties? Yes, where did you get that nose from? Yes, you better serve, bitch. Yes, I'm getting life off of you, fish." And she's just like, what the fuck did I just walk into? Because, like, I want to know where she got that nose. Who your doctor, bitch? Because they think she one of the girls, but she's an actual woman. And they just getting their life. She's getting their life. And then she goes into the ball. It's the Mother's Day ball. Of course, House of Abundance did the damn thing. Electra came out with this big yellow cape and this big hair. Was serving me Diana Ross, you know, circa 1974 Love Hangover. She was giving me all of that shit. And then Lulu and Candy were like done up. They looked really fucking good. And then it goes to the House of Abundance. Then it goes to the House of Evangelista. And that damn Blanca looked beautiful in this blue dress. And she was serving it. Blanca looked gorgeous. And Patty's watching this. so she's pretty much, you know, looking for Angel. So, and thing is, it was a mother-daughter category. So all of a sudden they announced motherfucking Angel, and all of a sudden we see Patty's face turn pale. Like she just went. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. All roads lead to Ford Motor Company. So, you know, again, shout out to my family, Lynette and Stanley. Because you wanted to search for the bitch. Now you found her. One, you found out that she wanted the kids. But also that she's a bad bitch because Angel's gorgeous. So, she was here with it. And, like, you know, Patty was just like, this is who my husband's sleeping with. Yeah, you wanted to dig because we saw, you know, she left Stan home with the kids. Stan was trying to kiss him on. She's like, oh, no. I'm going out with the girls. No, boo-boo. She went to Blanca's house looking for fucking Angel. And then after the ball, we see that Angel was talking to Electra. Electra was blowing her off like, yeah, honey, you know, yeah, you could have showed up at the hospital, but then again, my own children didn't show up. But hey, maybe you can actually, you know, show me your gratitude by getting me a gift, preferably from Saks. I'm like, if you don't take your simple ass on, Electra, with your bullshit. And then the next thing you know, we see that Patty approaches Angel. It's like, I'm Patty, Stan's wife. All of a sudden, we see that damn Angel had the damn pale face. I'm like, yeah, bitch. You wanted her spot. Now she ready to see you. What you gonna do, bitch? What you gonna do? And she's like, can we talk? And that's where it ended. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be some shit now. Because Stan is really gonna hit the roof when he find out that his wife and his lover now done saw each other face to face. They know who's who. And the thing about it is that evil ass Matt who done planted that seed, all because he's a bitter cokehead bitch. But that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. But I can't wait till the next episode. And again, y'all need to support this show. This show is so important to the LGBTQ community. But more so, it's also important for the mainstream community too. That you need to learn that the LGBTQ are human beings. They need to be included. They need to be accepted. And they no longer need to be disrespected, discriminated, or ridiculed for being different. Yeah. So that's also a personal message from me to the Trump administration as well. So that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I will be back with the next episode of Pose. So until next time, everybody, take care.